Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon. Now this will be Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon 1, not 2. So we're going to start with a single loom. It's going to be in the offset configuration, which means columns 1 and 3 are lower than column 2. Arrow is facing towards you, or the open part of the peg is facing towards you. We're going to be double banding. Double banding means you take not one but two bands and place them on the peg together as if they were one. That gives your figure a more robust feeling, a stronger feeling to it. The colours that I'm going to use are yellow for her hair. I'm using the Lucky Loom yellow, which is slightly more muted than the vibrant in-your-face bright yellow that Rainbow Loom have. I'm using Rainbow Loom's skin tone. I'm using Crazy Loom's light grey for her chest piece, and I'm using the silver rounded bands for her shoulder pads and part of her skirt. I'm using Rainbow Loom's caramel for her skirt and Rainbow Loom's dark grey for her leggings. I'm using Cocoa Brown made by Lucky Loom for her cuffs of boot, and Rainbow Loom's black for her boots. I'm also going to be using two little e-beads for her eyes. They're a 7mm by 4mm. If you don't have those, you can use bands. To do bands instead of beads, all you do is take a single band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. That equates to one eye, okay? And you would slide it on as if you were doing beads. So let's get started. I'm also going to be using Crafty Ladybug's technique for putting hair on the back of the head. It's a fabulous technique, and I think anybody that makes figures should be doing it, and kudos to her for thinking of a fantastic way of doing it. Love it. If you haven't checked out her site, her channel, her YouTube channel, please do so. She's got some really awesome stuff up there. Some stuff you need a loom for, other stuff you can just do on your hook. Really, really good. And she's also one of my dearest friends, so please check her out. Let's get on with this. I'm using yellow, as I said, for her hair. Now she has a braid at the back, and so what I'm going to do is take a single band, wrap it once and twice, and I'm going to make her braid. Take a pair of yellow bands and slide that end cap on, and you're going to make the braid as long as you want. And try not to get your bands twisted, it makes it more difficult. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see on this one how many we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, what do you know? 6. So what we're going to do, we want it to go on this peg here, and we want it to, so I'm just going to undo this here, okay? We want it to face so that the braid goes outwards this way. Have both of them on like that. It's completely up to you, either way works, but you must poke that down there like so, so that as we loop it up it gets caught in. Okay, at this point we're going to take a single yellow band and do our crossover, which is a triangular shape on these bottom 3 pegs here, and then I'm going to take a skin tone band, a single one, wrap it once and twice on my hook and pop it here on the end. Now we're going to loop up half of the hair to this column, to this row here, the second row, okay? Dig down past that skin tone band and loop up. Grab the 2 top yellow and loop to the side, the next 2 yellow and loop to the side. The middle ones come up. This is where we lock in that braid. You're looking for these 2 yellow underneath here. Okay, so I've got one there. Let's find the other. There we go. So that braid is now locked in. Let's go this side, loop these up, and this side, and loop these up. Push this all down because we need to now add our skin tone bands. So it's going to be a little bit full up here. Okay, so skin tone, you're not going to start up here like we normally would because that's hair. So take your 2 skin tones, first 2 are in the middle, the second to the right, third to the left. If your bands are twisted, just run your hook around the inside and it will untwist them. I need to push my bands down is what I'm trying to tell you guys to do, and I'm not doing it myself. Take a skin tone, stretch it across, that's our crossover band. We need to have eyes, so take a single one, wrap it once, or wrap it, twist it twice, 3 times, and that goes there. We need a neck. Take 2 bands and we'll place those here for our neck. And then the eyes, I've already put my eyes on my single band, but you can use your floss, a metal threader, whatever you use. If you're not using beads, use bands. Link this top part of the band up and over that peg, and then it acts as a crossover band. Now before we do the shoulders, what we're going to do is tie the hair into the face. So here you have your 2 bands for the neck, and then you have these the end cap here. You're going to push your hook through the end cap from the front, okay, like that, and you're going to drag it up and over and hit your camera, sorry, so that it's around the neck like that, and push those neck bands down. Alright, now we're ready. We're going to be using grey. As I said, I'm using the Crazy Loom grey. I like the colour of it. And we're going to do shoulders, and we're doing double banding, shoulders. I'm coming down 3 for the chest, so 1, 2, and 3. Oops. 1. Normally I would come down 4 for the torso, but I'm only coming down 3 because she sort of has a high-waisted kilt. So I'm just going down 3 for that. Before I put the grey away, I'm just going to do her hands. So take a single skin tone, wrap it around once and twice, and slide onto 2 skin tone. And then we're going to do 2 grey, or a pair of grey, but we're going to do it twice. A pair of skin tone, and another pair of skin tone. And let's do the same again. We can keep that on our hook. Take a single, wrap it once and twice, a pair, reclaim, 2 grey, another 2 grey, two skin tone, and 2 skin tone. Now before we put our arms on, you can make sure that they look the same and they do, before we put our arms on, we're going to put some silver bands as her shoulder pads. So what I'm going to do, I've got another hook here. I'm going to take a single, and you can see there these rounded silvers, a single band, put it through my hook and wrap once and twice, and I'm going to slide onto 2 of the silver. Now they're a bit slippery, so take your time. Now when we put these on, we need to put one side on here, and then we're going to put the other side up here in a holding spot, because we want to put the arms on here next. So take another single, wrap it round once and twice, and then get 2. You're going to slide these on like that, and again put one end here and the other end up here to hold it in place. Now we can put our arms on, and they go on the bottom one here, one there and one there. I prefer to loop this up and then put that down. If you didn't want to, if you're worried that you'll forget about these, you can put these over here now. It won't really matter. I think it's just an aesthetics thing, but it won't matter. It's just that when you loop this band up, it will be on top, but I don't think that will matter. So as I said, if you're worried that you're going to forget about it and leave it up here and then we'll ruin things, move it down now and place it on top, and I think that will look fine. We're going to do crossover bands, a single, and actually I'm going to stretch it figure 8 and make it tight, because she's real skinny in this, isn't she? So let's do that. So there's the first 2. We've got to do her skirt next. So for her skirt we are using, let me make some room here, I don't need any more skin tone, I don't think. Bands everywhere, goodness gracious, anyone would think I was a loomer. Alright, so we need caramel and we need dark grey. Dark grey are going to be her leggings, the caramel is for her skirt, and that's what we're going to be starting on. So 2, and we're going 1 here, 1 here, for skirts I normally like to come down this way. With trousers I go up, with skirts I come down. But I'm going to do dark grey for her legs first. All the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to take 2 and come down here, and another 2 and come down here. I'm going to put an end cap, so single, wrap it once and twice, and that's going to go here. And I'm also going to make a bit of a puffiness happen, so I'm going to take a single band, wrap it once and twice, and slide onto a pair, and slide onto another pair, and we're going to put the loops here, and the end cap, you're going to push your hook through the end cap, and that's going to sit on that peg like that. Let's do the same for the other side. A single, wrap it once and twice, slide on, and slide on. We're going to put the loops here. Grab your end cap with the end of your hook and slide on like that. Alright, we need to do a crossover band from here to here and a crossover band from here to here. So I'm going to lift off these loops to put my crossover band. Doing the crossover band here is going to be tricky, and we will do some fancy footwork with that because it might have to go underneath something. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Poke that on like that. Now the other thing we're going to do is take a single of the silicone silver, which have the rounded edges, and we're going to put one, oops, if I can get this down, I'm going to put one on the middle here. Oh, they're slippery little suckers. One here, so another one, wrap it once and twice. Goodness gracious me. I didn't even put hand cream on. You need to get one little corner in and then it works. See? There we go. If I do it much looser than that, it's going to look a bit odd. So I want to try and do 3 twists on it. It's just they're slippery. Hey, get back here. There we go. There, so 3, 1 on each of those. Okay, what else do we need? We need, oh, I know what we need. We need boots. Let's do some boots. We've got our crossovers. We need black for her boots. And we also need brown for her headband. So I'm going to take 3. Normally I do boots in 2. I'm doing 3 to make them bigger and chunkier. Wrap it once and twice and slide onto 3. Like that. Pretty it up a bit. Reclaim the end like that. Take another 3. Wrap once and twice, and we need to move that down. Take these 3 loops and push them over so it's like that. Okay, can you see what I'm talking about? You've got 2 loops there, 2 loops there, and then you've got the wrapped one in the middle. Take 3 black bands, put them on the end of your hook, slide those first 3 loops over like that, then you slide your wrapped band over. And the reason I do it separately is I don't want things to get tangled up. And attach that like that. That's going to just pop here. Do the same on the other side. So we take 3, wrap once and twice, slide onto 3. Reclaim the end, take another 3, wrap once and twice and move into the middle of those, and then take another 3 and slide them on. Do the first 3 loops first, then the wrap band, and then the other 3. Reclaim the end of your bands, and that's going to sit on the end of her foot here, like that. Okay, let's do her headband. So for her headband, take a single band, wrap it once and twice around your hook and pop it like it's an end cap on here. The same for here and the same on the other side. that. Now, so for her little fringy bits, we're going to do those after the fact. We just sort of tie those in after the fact. Okay. And likewise for the cuffs of her boots, we do that after the fact as well. So I think we're actually ready to start looping up. Dig down past the boot and grab those 2 grey bands on either side. Let's take this off. Okay, so we're taking the 2 little loops off like that. The 2 end caps, they come off. I'm going to loop the boot, the legging up, and I want to then put the end cap back on there, and one there. I'm going to dig down, find the top 2 and loop in, and the same this side, find the top 2 and loop in, dig down, find the middle and loop up and loop up. Now here again we're doing some fancy footwork. You want to take these loops for the puffy skirt off, hold them out to one side, dig down, find those and loop up, and then put the puffy skirt back on. And then find those 2 and loop up. Let's do the same this side. Go under, grab the puffy skirt, hold it out to one side, dig down, loop that one up, and we replace the puffy skirt and loop up. Now some of you will have noticed I had an end cap here that was unnecessary. We didn't really need it because we looped into the middle. I think it just keeps, I think it gives it a little bit of shape, but we could have actually looped it outwards instead of inwards. It didn't really matter. At this stage what we need to do is go under these caramel bands here and grab the silver bands. Bring your hook round to the front. Now the problem we're going to have is this crossover band is here, and we need that to go because otherwise it's going to compromise us bringing that silver band forward. So I'm going to lift these 2 off, take the crossover band off for a second and replace it. Now if I hadn't put the crossover band there I'd have forgotten to do this completely, so it is a good reminder. Go under these 2 caramel ones here, grab the silver bands. Now if you can't get all of them at the same time, it doesn't matter, grab what you can and then go back for the other one. Now we need to go under those 2 caramel bands again and bring the crossover band back and then replace those. This one is fine, there's no crossover band to get in the way, it's above it. So go and grab the silver bands, and you only want the silver, you don't want the grey. Move it, twist it around to the back side and pull it forward. This one again, we're going to have to take this one off, release the crossover, put it back, go under the caramel, grab the silver bands, just the silver, not the 2 grey, pull forward, lift up, go under and grab the 2 front ones, grab the crossover band, put it back, and then put that back. Alright, and then we can loop the grey in so that it's all locked into place like that. Alright, let's loop up to the arms, and you'll see what I mean about the arms in a second. Push the crossovers back with the back of your hook. They need to get out of the way so that you can get exposure to those 2. So now you see that we've got the grey on top of the silver. I don't think it matters. Dig down, find the 2 bottom grey bands, so you have to go past the silver and wiggle, 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 pull those up. You can adjust these silver ones so that they sit right. Dig down, find the bottom two silver, and wiggle, 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 loop up. Now we can do the torso. You're going to find two skin tone bands here. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Up they come. Now go down here and find the two top bands in flesh tone, skin tone. Loop them to the side. The next two, if you're only doing one at a time, that's fine, it doesn't matter. That one went the wrong way. Hey now, come back here. Let's do this in the right order. If things aren't in the right order, put your hook around and wiggle it around a bit. Alright, let's see if we need to find the other one of these. There it is, that's better. And the next two go up there. The two skin tone only. Again, only the skin tone. Now we can loop the yellows up. We need to pull these brown ones down, so go under the bottom yellow. You're going to find the brown bands, twist your hook to the back side and pull forward. Same on this one, under those yellows. I twist my hook around to grab those brown ones and pull forward. And lucky last, under these bottom yellow ones, grab the brown ones, put your hook to the back side of this peg and pull forward. Now we can loop in these yellows. 1 and 2. Grab 2 yellow bands to tie off with. Poke your hook out the side, pull them back through. Reclaim the end of your bands and take the 2 closest to you up, over and off and pull tight. Let's take her off our loom. I use the back of a hook to help me, especially when there's multiple bands on one peg. The last thing I want to do is give them a great big yank and have everything unravel because I've got one broken band. Move my loom out of the way, pull your skirt out so it's looking puffier, stretch her legs out so that they're in shape, poke her eyes out, sort her hair out. Sometimes when you have one band that's a little bit looser than the other or something like that, it can look a bit odd. Now she's got eyes in the back of her head, that's nice, isn't it? And see, I don't think her armbands look bad with it on the outside like that. What we're going to do is hide her, and there's her braid sitting here at the back. Tie these get these tie off bands and hide them behind her head. What you can do is pull them to the back here and then splay them out and put her ponytail so that they're sort of held by her ponytail. Now the other thing we need to do are, she has these little side bits on the end of her head here, So to do the straggly bits on the side of her hair, I took 2 bands like that, and each one of these gets snipped at the end, but in order to keep them together so that they weren't so far apart and whatnot, I took a single band and I wrapped it around them. So get your single band, wrap it around your hook once, twice and 3 times. Take your 2 bands and you're going to slide that on like that. Okay, now if you have a look at what I did here, I tied it into this. So in here I'm going to dig my hook in through the side of her hair here like that. I'm going to take a single band, I'm going to pull that through, and I'm going to pull that through that loop there as well, and I'm going to tie that off like that. And this bit can actually just go around her ponytail if you want it to. Actually, I'm telling you fibs. What I did was I pushed my hook through the back here, and I drag it back through her hair, through her head, like, and I'm now pulling the wrong one. Duh. There we go, like that, and then I put it through her ponytail so that it didn't look so bad. This little bit here you're going to splay upwards, and then grabbing a pair of scissors you snip those like that. Let's do the same for the other side. Take a single, wrap it once, twice and 3 times. Take a pair of bands. I'm going to make sure that it's not twisted. There we go. Slide that on like that. Here's my single that I'm going to tie with. So I'm going to push my hook through this first part of her hair here, grab that single, pull it through. I'm going to attach my little extension. Actually, I'm going to attach my extension on this side rather than the outside. So, oh, what am I doing? Get that, get off, get off. Okay, put it on my hook, grab that, and then it's the same as the other one. I want it to look the same so that the knot for it is at the back here. Again, I'm going to go through the middle of her ponytail and go through here to grab that yellow tie-off band that I just used. Pull. Pull it through like that, splay it open and put it over the ponytail. If anything, it brings the eyes in too, which is good. Roll that back up like that, and then we snip the end here. Now she also has these sort of funny looking bangs at the front of her hair as well. Don't like how that band is. I'm going to pull that back. There we go. So those are her little wispy side bits. She also has a wispy bit at the front. As we're going to go through this front bit of her bangs or her fringe here. If I can get my hook. I just want it to go through 2 pieces. There we go. Grab a single band. I'm going to pull that through. Now I want this top bit to go through this bottom bit like that. And unfortunately it's very difficult to make it look real bangs-ish, but I'm just going to trim these to make them a bit shorter, and it's not really going to sit on her eye. It might relax a little bit if you pull this down a bit like that. We need to do her ruffles around her boots, so poke your hook through a piece of her boot. You're going to take a brown band, figure 8, loop it on itself and slide it through like that and reclaim the end. Okay, then we're going to do 10 of those. So take it and loop it on your fingers. That's number 2. Number 3. Let's see. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. And we'll do one more, number 10 for this boot. 10. Make sure there's no stragglers. 10. Now, you're going to want to have another hook or something, toothpick, whatever. You're going to hold this last band, oops, and let everything go. Let's do that one again. One moment, please. Push that back through. There's number 10. Now, as I said, we're going to put this on a different hook, toothpick, chopstick, fork, whatever you happen to have. We're going to wrap this around her leg. Okay, so curl that around her leg, and then with your first hook, you're going to go through that spot where the first one was, here. So you've got your first band, then you've got the bit where you were to start with, then you loop in that one. Take one more brown band, figure 8 it with Astrid in the way, slide it through those. I didn't do a very good job of that. I only got it once. It's alright though, it's not going to be a problem. Tie it off in a knot, in a slip knot, and the reason I say it's not going to be a problem, we just have to loop it around the foot more times. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, instead of just doing it twice, which would have been if I had managed to do that properly. So you tie that around the foot like that, and that makes the cuff of her boot. Let's do the other side. Go in through a couple of the bands of her boot, take a brown band, figure 8, loop it on itself, you're going to pull that back through and hold. So that's number 1. We want 10 of these, remember. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now remember, we're going to wrap this around her foot. Come here, you. But we want one side to be on our other hook. That side there, because we've got to put our hook through, capture those, then recapture that. Okay, grab a single band. Again, if we loop it, great, it means we have to twist it around her foot less times. Pull it through. Haha, we did it. Tie it off. Oh, come on, Kate, you can do better than that. Grab that. There we go. And then to tie this one off, all we do is put it through once. Splay it out. And poke her foot through. And move that down. So there we have her with her boot cuffs on. There, she was half undressed before. Goodness gracious. I hope you enjoy making her. Take care.